All right. So the first thing that I want to look at is, well, when working with this kind of workflow, one of the biggest challenges out of the gates is finding content to work with. It's you can find some stuff online, but it's going to be very pre-edited, pre-fixed, pre-awesome. Like basically, because nobody likes to hand out like raw footage, so they're gonna it's gonna be kind of a constrained experience. So what I wanted to do was capture our own, and so and what we were going to do is if we were on campus, you were going to do this on your own. But since we can't loan out the gear, we're going to have to do this on our own. I'm going to have to do this for you. So I took it. I took the this week and did a couple, like I think three different little shoots. Actually, I did four, but a couple were fails. So I just created some video for you. So what I want to look at first here. So I've got the video uploaded. It's actually uploading right now. If you look at the very bottom in modules, there's a thing called group course drive or course group OneDrive. So I'm using the OneDrive to transfer these files. So what I did is I have these folders over here called Trains Acoustic Guitar VO. I zipped them up and they're being uploaded right now. And so if we open this up, um, you can see they're uploading right now. They're pretty huge. I think it's like 8 gigs or something like that total. So you can just download one at a time if you want to start experimenting with those. So let me explain what I did to grab this stuff, to create this content, and then let's dig into looking at how to use it. So I set up a rig, and I only took pictures of it one time, but it looks like something like this. So what I did is I have the 360 camera right here. This is the Theta V or 5. I don't know if they call it. It's got a V, but I don't know if they mean it as a Roman numeral 5 or a V. So this is the school's camera. So when we are able to get back on campus, if you want to check this thing out and start using this thing is really surprisingly fun. I did not think I was going to really enjoy like 360 photography, but I borrowed one time for doing it for a different VR thing. I borrowed one from somebody and I ended up just falling in love with this thing. It is ridiculously fun to play with. You end up using it a lot, way more than you think. So it's just super fun to take 360 photos and 360 video. But of course, then it's like once you have it, how do you deploy it and how do you make it so people can use it? So it turns out, actually, I just found this out a couple days ago, is that Flickr works really well with this. So, and if you don't want to be, I mean, if you can post all your stuff on Facebook and that sort of thing too. But if you don't really want to use like, I don't know, I like to take a lot of pictures of stuff that I don't necessarily want to like blast to the world in terms of Facebook. So, Flickr actually handles 360 stuff really well, which I was really impressed with. So anyway, it's the thing is I think 370. It's not a cheap camera, but it's like 370. But for what it is, it's stinking handy. It fits in your pocket. The boot time on it takes a little while to get going. The other thing I have is then of course I have the Zoom H3. This is what Sam was touting. This is also the school's. So and so you can mount it upright or upside down. It's pretty cool. And so I have that in the picture. And then the other one is the Ambio mic, which actually is over here. Let me grab it. Sorry. So I've got my Sennheiser Ambio. This one is mine. And then I've got my Rycote windscreen on it. So this is just it's like a small blimp for the thing, so it keeps the wind out of the thing. So and then I've also actually got a big furry windscreen that goes like a fur one that goes on top of this one as well. So this is the really expensive. I mean, like when it came out, I think I through academic discounts I got a little bit better deal, but it was listing for $1,600 at the time. But I ended up getting it for I don't remember what I got for, but now it's going for about 1,200. But you can the other one that I would recommend would be the Rode. Rode Soundfield is like $800 now. It's a really nice mic if you're using it in the studio. If you're doing field recording, or if you're out on the go, which is what makes I think this 360 stuff really interesting, I would really, really, really recommend this thing. It's $300. It's got the recorder. It's self-contained. You just turn it on and go. It is, and it, like you can see in the picture right here. So I have the camera on top, and then I have this on the bottom, and it's cool. When I flip it upside down, it automatically compensates, and it knows that it's upside down, and it can record in native B format, which is really unusual. And then of course I'm using the MixPre to do the actual recording right here. So this is my MixPre 6. And the latest firmware allows it, and it has an Ambisonics plugin built into it. It didn't used to have this. You used to have to record in A format and convert it to B format in the computer, but now they actually ported the plugin, the Sennheiser Ambio plugin, to work directly inside of here, so it records native B format, which is really handy. So it's just one less step you have to deal with. you're still gonna have to deal with some other stuff, and we'll talk about that later. But this is effectively the setup right here. So I went over to, this is another shot of it just from another angle right here. So I went over to the train station, and you'll see some of the trains that I took some sound videos of this. So let's take a look at, well, okay, let's take a look at some of the files here. So our challenge here is this is the trains folder. I've recorded 2 different trains videos, and actually when I transfer it directly from the Theta, it does like a 2 hemispherical video. So if you look at the video itself, actually I can just pull it up. If we want to look at what the raw video looks like, it looks like this right here. Oops. Why can it not be found? File can't be found. Oh. There we go. Maybe it's going to open up with VLC. I don't know. That's odd. I don't know why it's doing that. Maybe it, strange. I don't know what's going on there. Anyway, VLC running? I don't know. Something strange. I wonder if my drive got bonked or something like that. Anyway, let's try it from this one here. Something's being very strange with my computer right now. File can't be found. I wonder if it's just associated with a different. I've been installing a lot of software, so it might be associated with the wrong file. But anyway, let's take a look at this. So if I want to play 360 video back on my local computer, there's a few different choices here. The one that comes with so this is the Ricoh Theta. And it has some downloads. You can download a bunch of stuff for this thing. So it's got the basic app, which I don't even know what that thing is. I've got the file transfer app, the movie converter app, and the basic app. Yeah, so I do have that one right there. So if you download, if you want to play back using the Ricoh Theta player, you can just use this basic app right here. And if you happen to have this thing, you need to use the file transfer app. It's weird. It doesn't show up actually as a USB drive. I don't know why. It has its own protocol or something like that. So you don't need the movie converter, but what it does, it takes it in as 2 hemispherical videos that are side by side, and it stitches it into one big one 360 video, and it's got some smart stitching plugins and stuff like that for some of the other stuff. So didn't use that. So the only thing I'm going to be using is this one right here. So if I do Ricoh Theta, open this up, and let's see if this video file thing is working right now. So cool. So it is working. So it takes a while to like set it up, and I'm not entirely sure what's going on with that. Like why it takes so long to like decode it or whatever it's doing with it. But it takes a while. But I find that I think the Ricoh Theta one looks the best by far. I don't know, it's because I took it on this camera. The video quality is far better on this one than any of the other players. What's going on here? May have to go through and do a restart here. Something's weird. There we go. Okay, cool. So this is the 360 video. It's a lot of fun. You can actually just scroll around. There's me. You can see the camera, so you can see the zoom mount right here. Clever of them to actually put the little zoom logo right there because they knew that you're going to be using it for 360 video. And then, of course, me walking around setting this thing up. And got some trains going by, which we'll be able to hear in some of the other ones. So right now, it does have sound that goes with this thing. Let's see, it's not. Yeah, it should be kind of like, I don't know if I'm getting sound out of this right now or not. Yeah, so it is getting sound. I'm not recording sound on the screen capture right now, so you're not gonna be able to hear it. But this is just the video the sound that's on the video is coming directly from the camera recording. So that's going to be used for sync reasons only. It sounds terrible. It's a little breezy out, so it's getting a ton of wind buffeting. So it's just bad. So anyway, that's one of the videos here. That if you want to play with it, it's pretty fun. Let's see, I did let's just do a quick little thing here, an acoustic guitar. This one's terrible, by the way. I haven't played guitar in like a couple years. Like I've just been so busy. It's just not been on my thing lately. So this is setting up in my house. So I'm gonna play a little acoustic guitar for you, so you can hear what we're gonna be using this for. Is testing the the spatial characteristics. So I want to hear the reverb of the room and hearing the spaciousness. So apparently something either ran out of batteries or something like that when I was playing. So when I was just playing, and it's bad playing, by the way. I was playing along and it just ran out of batteries, so it stopped. So it kind of just stops in the middle of a thing, but that's okay. We're not listening to performance. We're just listening to the reverb of it. So don't worry about that. And then the last one I have here, they did a voiceover thing in the studio with a quiet bit. And let's get that one open up. So I read some poems, and the idea here is just to look at the directionality. So the one I think that's the most interesting, at least in terms of video. So this thing does not work very well in dark rooms. This is in my studio. Yeah. So basically, you want to use trains. We're looking at videos. So the other thing that we want to do is if we want to look at, so we have the Theta as one video player right here. The other one that you can use is GoPro. So the GoPro VR player. And I'll link all these things, but they have a GoPro VR player right here, which if you want to download this thing, I think this is the one I have right now. Download the GoPro VR player 2. Oh yeah, you have to jump through a couple hoops. So downloaded it there. It's a Fusion app, but it's got a GoPro video player. So if we do GoPro VR player 3.0, select files. So sure enough, actually this one looks good too. Just works. I don't think it works as well. It's a little fuzzier compared to the Ricoh one, but it's working. So that's another one you want to use. And then the last one we have, so those two you don't really need. But the third one that I'm going to talk about right here, right now, you do need. So this is going to be the FE360 player. So if we go, and if you haven't already, you should install the FE360 workstation suite kind of thing. Spatial workstation. And we talked about this before, but you can download that. When you install it, it shows up as this snap mod FE360 spatial workstation, and in here they've got a thing called video player. So if you just want to open up the video player, we're going to use this a bunch, so it's good. It's worthwhile getting confident with this thing. So it can work as remote. In other words, it can slave to the DAW, or it can work as a standalone. In this case, I want to use it as a standalone, and you can just choose the video file. So let's get back to the trains thing. Just add a trains one in here. And the first thing as we go along here, the format's called mono. So if I'd done the side-by-side, the raw file, it would have read by you could use this one, but it's called mono display type. You could use it in VR or desktop. I'm just gonna use desktop. This is TBE. I think it's like chapter marker kind of thing. I'm not entirely sure what that is. Maybe I might be wrong on that. Don't worry about the focus thing. But you'll see right here, it says H.264 is not recommended for codec. Read this documentation. We'll talk about that one in the next section. But for right now, let's just see if this thing works. So you hit open. Sure enough, there we are. So this one is the one that you will want to be using. So where'd my transport go? There we go. This one looks a little fuzzier to me. Something's just not as right. But it is working. You can see the seam between the two lenses right there. This is in bright daylight. Cool. Okay, so of all of those, you can. They don't take up too much space, so it might be worth having all three of those on your computer. But oh yeah, the last one is apparently VLC can actually do 360 videos, but I've not. You have to use a second some sort of a plugin. Something's wrong with my VLC. I don't know, I might need to do a restart. I tried doing it before, but VLC, apparently you can run 360 videos in VLC some way, but I wasn't able to get it working. Maybe it broke it somehow or something like just recently. But anyway, apparently you can run VLC in there. But with all these, what I want you to do is I really want you to first experiment with the FE360 one. So it's the video player. That's critical that you get that one working, because that's going to be clutch to how we finish out the rest of these projects. But I encourage you to go ahead and download the Theta. That one's not as important, but if you work For GoPro, when I'm working with Nuendo uses the GoPro sync, so I can work natively. I don't have to use the FP360 workflow with Nuendo, but it uses the GoPro video player to synchronize with it. So the kind of the workflow is that basically you have this external player that syncs to your DAW in the background. So first challenge, I guess, would be to just download at least one or all of those video players and make sure that the video is playing in 360. Take a look at them. Like I said, these are not engaging videos. That's not what this is about. Hopefully, you can find, and if you want to go find like downloads for other cool and interesting 360 video, I certainly encourage you to do so. But we want to look at the audio workflow beyond this. So that's going to be what's coming up next. So we'll take a look at how to work with the FP360, kind of the basic work setup and workflow. Cool.